93% of men are completely clueless about how attraction actually works. They rely on assumptions, cliches, and outdated advice to try and work out what women really want. The end result is almost always identical: confusion, missed opportunities, and rejection that is almost never spoken out loud. But what about the remaining 7%? What do they understand that most men will never see? They do not have a system of manipulation. They understand the system through awareness. And today you are joining that 7%. We are going to cover 11 psychological truths about women that almost no men have ever learned. These are the underlying principles that shape attraction, connection, and genuine desire. This is not about tricks or games. This is about learning to communicate in a language that their mind and biology already responds to naturally. Let's start with the truth that completely defies all logic. Women fall in love through their sense of smell. This is primal, it is instinctive. Studies show that women have almost 50% more neurons dedicated to smell than men. When a woman is drawn to your natural scent, which is her subconscious assessment of genetic compatibility, her underlying attraction increases dramatically. This is why a clean, subtle, and authentic fragrance will always have more impact than any witty line you could ever say. Women are extremely strongly attracted to men who set clear boundaries. Boundaries act as an emotional framework. A man with good boundaries is not cold or distant. He communicates self-respect and stability. He does not chase. He does not beg. He connects from a place of already being fulfilled. This creates deep security. She does not need to manage your emotions, and that freedom is what allows attraction to flow. This is not about being inaccessible. It is about being difficult to unsettle. Women will almost always feel attraction long before they ever show it. Most women will not even allow themselves to consider romantic interest until they have first sensed yours, because direct rejection carries very real risk for them. They almost always communicate through signals rather than explicit statements. Your job is not to interrogate her or force clarity. Your job is to observe and respond calmly and confidently. Pre-selection. Women are subconsciously far more attracted to men who are already desired by other women. It is a biological shortcut for assessing value. This is not about pretending or performing. It is about building a genuinely rich social life, when you are a man who values others and is valued in return, including by other women. Attraction arises completely naturally. Playful teasing is her way of assessing your composure. When she makes lighthearted comments at your expense, she is not being cruel. She is testing your confidence. Will you crumble? Will you react defensively? The correct response is to play along with relaxed good humor, a confident smile, and a calm comment. It proves that your inner stability is not fragile. What could have been a test becomes a moment of connection. Her primary language of attraction is almost always nonverbal. Words are just the surface. Is her body oriented fully towards you? Does she hold eye contact a fraction of a second longer than normal? Does she find small, almost accidental reasons to brush against you? These are all the ways her conscious mind allows her subconscious interest to express itself. Learn to read these signals, stop guessing, and start moving with purpose. Compliment her intentionally, not out of habit. Notice the small details, her earrings, the way she explained a well-thought-out idea. Even when you give a more intimate compliment, it should never just be about the physical. It should be about demonstrating that you are paying deep attention. You are communicating one very powerful thing: I see the real person behind the mask. Emotional connection is the gateway to almost everything. For most women, physical attraction usually arises as a result of emotional security and intellectual alignment, not the other way around. It is not built by performing. It is built by showing genuine curiosity. Ask her about the meaning behind the stories she tells. Listen. To understand, not just to wait for your turn to respond. This is how you stop being an option and become a destination. Her friends act as her advisors. Their opinions are not background noise. They matter enormously. Building a respectful and authentic relationship with them is not about trying to impress anyone. It is about demonstrating social intelligence and emotional awareness. It shows that you understand she is part of a network, not an isolated individual. Beware of transactional dates. A large number of women admit to accepting dates solely for perks like free meals. Protect your time and your energy. Start with simple, low-investment encounters that allow you to connect. A walk, a coffee. This focuses her interest on you, not your resources. When she is upset, she needs your presence, not solutions. The default male instinct is almost always to fix things. The far more evolved response is to connect first. When she distances herself, that is very often a test. Will you respond with patience and empathy, or with frustration and withdrawal? Listening calmly without rushing to solve anything builds more trust than any grand gesture. Saying that sounds difficult. Tell me more creates a much deeper bond than any advice you could ever give. These 11 truths are not just a list. They are all expressions of one single mindset, that of calm and perceptive leadership. The grounded man does not use psychology to manipulate outcomes. He uses it to understand reality. He knows that attraction is not conquered. It is attracted with presence, respect, and firm self-control. Stop trying to become what you think she wants. Become a profound, clear, and genuinely curious man. Understand her nature, master yours, and watch the dynamic shift. You won't just become more attractive.